Here, head trader at True Trading Group, and today is April 15th. What would have been tax day if it wasn't for the pushback with everything with coronavirus. It would be tax day, which is a brutal day for most. But today, decent day in the markets for me. Three trades today. I went 2 for 3 on the action here today. Bulk of my money was made in some SPY put options in the morning. Made a little bit of money on CHCI, and then lost some money on Pixie, Pixy. And then I'm going to talk to you guys about LTRPB, which is a stock that was up, I don't know, like 2,000% or something today, and is now halted. I'm going to talk to you guys um, about this stock and what the hell took place. You're talking about a stock that started off all the way down here at $6 and went all the way up to 134. And now it is right back to 34. So I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about this stock. I know a lot of people were asking me questions about it, and I was begging everybody to stay away from this stock. Um, and I'm glad that everyone did, and nobody is caught in this halt on the way down to $34. This was an absolute death trap for traders that did not really know what they were doing. So I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about that after I cover my trades on the day. um, just a crazy, crazy day to see this LTRPB make this type of a move. But let's get to the stocks first that I traded today. I did not trade LTRPB. I can't even say that ticker, LTRPB. I didn't trade it. I'll tell you guys why I stayed away from it. Let's get to my trades. First, we have the SPY. Okay. We had a big gap down here today. I've been calling for a pullback off of this mid 284 level for this mid 280 level now for the last couple of days. It's just been very difficult. My last couple of videos I've talked about, I have a very hard time being long up in the 280 area on the SPY. This is a major resistance level. I thought we were due for a pullback, but you were not getting paid to be short the last couple of days. Then you come into the day today. I had no open positions. I didn't own any put options from yesterday coming into the day today. I was completely flat, but this gap down I thought was going to give us room down towards 275 to 276. Okay, I thought we had a chance to get down into this region, which is this gap fill. Okay, you see this gap right here, that big gap up. This area gives you a gap fill. So when we gap down today, I thought we had more room to the downside to fill that gap. Then that gap ended up holding, and now we're getting a little bit of a recovery bounce off of that level, which is kind of expected to get a bounce off of that level after that gap was filled. I'm not surprised with that move at all. But that was my game plan coming into the day, and I was looking at like the 279 area as a little bit of an area of resistance. 279 was actually acting as resistance pre-market in the SPY, and then when I drew out my Fibonacci retracement levels right off the morning print, okay, you can see the 23.6 fib level lines up there at 279 as well. So coming right out of the gate today, guys, I thought we had more room to the downside. So on the gap down, we had a quick little push off the bell. And right there, I went ahead and I bought SPY put options. Okay, I'll take you guys to my announcements. All right, here we are at the bottom, 9:42 in the morning. I bought the 277 strike, April 15th expiration, put option at $1.40. And you guys can see we dropped. You guys can see we dropped. Okay. You guys can see we just dropped right here. New lows. We got down and tested that area. Here was again that target, which was the gap fill, takes you to right there. And you guys can see that's exactly where we found support. And I just started taking profits off the table. You guys can see here I took some off at 207 and 205. So the bulk of my position off at 205, 25% of my position off at 207. So a nice little trade there. I still held on to 25% of the position in case we broke below this later in the day because we were staying below VWAP the entire morning. Let me delete this. You guys can see how VWAP was resistance the entire morning. So I said, you know what? As long as we stay below VWAP, I'm just going to hold on to this and see if we roll over in the afternoon. But right here, we popped our head above VWAP, and that's where I got flat. That last piece of the position, you guys can see all the way up here at the top, 12:43 p.m. I sold out the remaining put option at $1.22. So I lost a little bit of money on that last piece, but that first take profits at 205 and 207 on the bulk of my position, 75% of my position off the table there, 205, 207. Well more than covers that little piece of the back end loss. So a nice little chunk of change on the SPY option was a decent one. I didn't get the follow through that I was looking for, but right now the market's not giving you a lot of follow through. The market's giving you a lot of consolidation. The market's giving you a lot of choppy action. The market is developing a new trading range. Volatility has slowed down drastically. And this is normal trading activity. Seeing the Dow move 2,500 points in a single day is not normal trading activity. We're starting to get back to normal action as far as volatility is concerned. So to catch a 2.5 point move in the SPY is a nice little trade. So from 140 on those options up to 205, 207 on the bulk of the position, I'll take that. And that was where I made the chunk of my money there on the SPY. Then we had CHCI. CHCI was one that got everyone's attention here this morning with a trading halt. We were actually halted right here. Okay, we were halted. And at the time that we were halted there, I drew out my Fibonacci retracement levels and I said, okay, guys, well, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to look for this area, this $5, this is like 475-ish. It's like 450. Okay, 450 to 5, looking for this area to be support. But why? Why am I looking at that area to be support, guys? Because you have three indicators here. You have the 23.6 Fibonacci level. You have VWAP. You have the trade line. You have the trade line about to cross over VWAP. So as soon as trading resumed off of this trading halt, we had this quick flush pullback, and I got long right in there. Okay, actually it was this candle. This is a red candle. Oh, hold on. Let me delete this. Right in there. Okay, on that first pullback. Right here, I'll take you guys to my alerts. Long CHCI at 478. Okay, so on that quick pullback, bang, I'm long at 478. And then we held. You guys can see here, we held. Okay, you can see these two tails. Let me move this so you can see. See those two tails right there? We held, bang. And then we get new highs of the day. So there's my entry. We popped up, we made new highs. I took a piece of profit off the table. This was a very quick trade. My trades usually do not happen this quickly, but just the stock moved that fast. So we went from 478 up to a new high of 590. So we jumped $1.12 in a matter of 1 minute. In 1 minute, the stock jumped $1.12, and I took some profits off the table at 590. And then you can see the thing just ran out of steam. We didn't get any follow through, and I got flat right there. I'll take you guys back to my announcements. I sold out the remaining CHCI at 450. So again, another trade where I didn't get tremendous follow through, but still pulling out some decent P&L on the trade. But the thing I want you to take away from that CHCI trade, guys, is why was that my support level? When you have a stock that halts, take advantage of that time. Take advantage of the time that the stock is halted, because when else are you going to get a chance to analyze a stock when it's not moving? Okay, so when you have a stock that halts, use that time frame. If it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever, however long it's halted for, use that time frame to analyze the stock, identify support levels, and identify potential buying zones. That's what I do whenever a stock halts that I'm interested in. I identify where could my potential support levels be once trading resumes. And when I looked at this CHCI chart, okay, and again, at the time, this was the high of the day because we were halted. So I drew my Fibonacci level to that high. And I said, wow, okay, the 23.6 Fib level, it's lining up right here with VWAP and the trade line. And that is where you also have kind of a previous high that lines up right here as well. Okay, that I'm thinking to myself, this could be a nice little buying zone. So on that quick pullback, bang, I was able to definitively and decisively pull the trigger and enter that trade and not question myself coming out of that trading halt, because I'm putting the work in once prior to the stock reopening for trade. If you wait for the stock to open up for trade off of the halt, that thing's going to move around so fast, you're going to sneeze and you're going to miss your opportunity. So you have to be definitive and decisive with your actions coming off trading halts. And in order to do that, you have to do the analysis and develop your game plan while the stock is halted. Okay, that's CHCI. And then Pixie, this was my losing trade of the day. So those are my two winners. Pixie was my losing trade. Pixie just kind of caught me off guard a little bit here. Pixie was, I thought Pixie was dead in the water by like 10 o'clock. I didn't really think this thing was going to have a chance today to get moving. And all of a sudden it puts in this move. But the thing I loved was the volume. the volume on this move was crazy. It was the heaviest volume the stocks traded the whole day. So we had this little trade line VWAP crossover pattern right here. Okay. Trade line crossed up over VWAP. You had a quick jump in share price. You had a huge surge in volume. And I said, okay, maybe this thing's going to squeeze. And I got long actually right there. Okay. Take you guys to my announcements. You guys can see here at 10:50 a.m. I'm long Pixie at $10.30. Stop loss around 9.50. And I was playing this just off of this trade line VWAP crossover. I thought that increase in volume was an indication that maybe this thing was starting to squeeze. And I thought we had a chance to get to 12.50. So I jumped in the trade there. We ended up making new highs, and I just missed a take profit. So this was kind of my fault. I was kind of being a little too lackadaisical with this trade. Usually, my first take profit would have came off the table up here at the new high of the day, and then I would have held the rest of my position. But I didn't get anything off up there. That's my fault. I was being a little bit too lazy. I had plenty of opportunity to take profits there at 11:30, 11:40, which would put me over $1 share profit from the 10:30 entry, which would have been a decent little take. But I didn't, and it ended up pulling all the way back in, and I got flat right here. You guys can see I sold out Pixie at 9.42. So that was my losing trade. I lost about 90 cents a share, 88 cents a share on that trade. So that one, that gave some profits back, but still sitting on a profitable day with the gains from CHCI and the gains from the SPY put options. Again, not a huge green day, but nonetheless a green day going 2 for 3. I will take it. Now let's talk about this crazy stock, LTRPB. LTRPB. The thing that I need you guys to notice about this stock, and the reason why I was telling everybody to please be careful with it, is because the stock basically was not trading. This stock has been halted like 10 times as long as it's been trading today. The stock is halted longer than it has been actively trading. And that's a problem. Okay. This stock just started going crazy and halted a bunch of times. The volume was so extremely light. You're talking about the stock at this stage had only traded like 30 or 40,000 shares the entire day. Okay, so you're talking about the stock is trades like 1,000 shares, halts. Trades 2,000 shares, halts. Trades 4,000 shares, halts. I mean, this thing was barely trading. When you have stocks that move up like that, you have to be so insanely careful because getting stuck in a halt to the downside will destroy you. There is not enough volume that is traded on the stock. There's not enough supply or liquidity. So when that air pocket hits and everybody tries to sell, all this was retail traders chasing this thing up with FOMO. And when they all decide to sell, there is not a single bid in this stock, and you get this massive collapse. So is it worth it to get in the trade here, to get out of the trade here, and try to scalp that quick little move, knowing that you're leaving yourself open to a down move like that? Absolutely not. The risk reward, it's just not worth it on a stock like this. I know it was up like 2,000%, maybe even more. I forgot what it was. It was up like 2,000% at some point. I don't even remember. But everybody was asking, what's going on? Should I buy it? And people were really asking me, like, when it was in the 60s, like I started to get a lot of questions right in here on these halts. It was like, guys, Mike, what do you think? Like, volume's increasing. What do you think? And I'm like, guys, listen, could this thing go over 100? Yes, absolutely. Is it something I'm going to put myself in? Absolutely not. For me to go in there and try to get, it's like you're gambling at that point because the stock opens and halts, opens and halts, opens and halts. You can see it never really traded. It opened, made a move, and halted. So you don't really have any chance to conduct your analysis. You don't really have a chance to get your entry and then take your profits and set your stop loss. It's just you push the key, you push the key on the board, you close your eyes and you pray. And that's not the way that I like to trade. So I advise members in TTG to stay away from it. And then once we topped out here at 130, I was like, guys, watch out. I think this, and we halted on the way down because this was the first halt on the way down. You see how we halted on the way down. Every other halt was on the way up. So as we halted on the way down, I go, guys, that's going to be your first sell signal. Every single trader that's been buying this thing this morning is going to try to get out at the exact same time Be careful. I expect this thing to skydive with no parachute, and all of a sudden, boom. Okay, that's exactly what happened on LTRPB. I hope none of you got hurt on this. I hope there's no one that's watching this video that is caught in this halt or got hurt in that halt. If you made money on the way up, congrats, count your blessings, and move on, because these are not the type of stocks that you would like to be trading and put yourself in harm's way. Okay, so that's it, guys. Good stuff today. 2 for 3. I'll take it. I'll see you guys all in chat tomorrow. Later.